All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ascension Gateway. Tonight, today, wherever you are, I am talking with Shradha Tiwari. Hi, Shradha. How are you?
Hi, Sharon. I'm very well, thank you. How is everything with you?
Doing very well. Thank you. And I'm excited because we're going to be talking about the moon phases and how they can help with healing lots. I know that I work with the new and the full moon and the energies, the planetary energies. If we become aware of that in the seasons, getting back to basics helps tremendously, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
New moon is an amazing time where you can work around its energies and, do a lot of healing and, uh, work on a lot of manifestations and everything. So, it's a wonderful time to work with. Yeah.
Yes. And believe it or not, my teacher, Yeshua, taught me about working with the moon phases. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's like something that, Yeshua, what we know now, which was not included in the Bible, that he went to India to learn from the teachers there. He traveled during the lost years of his life, and there's writings that have shown that he went to India and to other countries, Egypt. He did spend some time in Egypt, which I believe that's kind of in the Bible as a young child, but I believe that he went there as well as an adult too and traveled around to learn about other philosophies, other cultures, and things like that. And why not? I mean, that's what masters do, right?
Yes.
They
Yes.
travel
You
around.
know, they travel around. They learn and they see and they experiment a lot with the new cultures, ways of life, and then they spread the knowledge and they spread it across the world. It's a wonderful thing to do.
Yes, yes. So Shraddha, she contacted me and wanted to talk about the new moon, and we're just in the waxing phase of the new moon. We weren't able to do this conversation on the new moon. However, we're still in the waxing phase, the beginning of the waxing phase, so we can ride that energy out. And if you could share, she wanted to talk about how we can heal with the phase of the new moon through the pranic healing methods, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. So new moon is a time where uh there is no moon. It's a dark night. So, there are phases where uh moon gradually comes up in the sky, shows up as a full moon, and after that full moon, the moon starts to recede, and then there is a night where there's no moon at all. So this time where there's no moon, that particular night is known as the new moon. Now, because of the moon gravitational force, uh, everything is moved upwards. It forces every energy to move upwards. Now, this affects the humans in their mind and in their soul. So people who are imbalanced feel that imbalanced energy more. People who are depressed feel more depressed. Interestingly, people who are very high on energy, they're very active, they feel that active energy more, because everything moves upwards, right? Um, we also experience, that's what I have seen in a lot of my experiences during the new moon. I get a lot of healing requests where people are very excited, they are very aggressive, right? They are
Mm.
very, now that there are sides, there are people who are very aggressive and there are people who are very depressed and low and they don't want to talk and they usually, you know, just they're laid back. They're laid back during this time, right? So, um, spiritually, we suggest to do meditations, do certain mantra chantings during this time, because this is the time where you can do a lot of manifestations, lot of visualizations techniques. You know, you can actually introspect, sit down quietly with yourself, and work on your goals, what you need, and start the new phase. Like, because it will again start, then the days will start where the moon will start to come up again
Hmm.
gradually with each passing day, right? So that's what we suggest. There is another very interesting part with new moon, and that is that the ancestors of your family come very near to the earth during the new moon. Okay. Now, in the Indian context, in Indian culture, new moon is supposed to be the best time, that particular day, to offer prayers to your ancestors, to offer prayers to people who have passed away in your family, because they are at that time very near to the earth. So, they can actually, it is said in Indian culture that, your ancestors visit you during that time. So
Mm.
there are a lot of rituals that are performed in India uh, around the new moon time, like on the new moon particularly, right?
Hmm.
Um, uh, in fact, I also have friends in United States and also in other countries where on new moon they also do certain prayer offerings for their ancestors. So I think it is followed everywhere. This part is followed everywhere. So, but I'm more, I know more about the Indian context, So, people offer uh, huge prayers and rituals for their ancestors who have passed away during the new moon. During the new moon, it is, you know, we have uh, in pranic healing. In pranic healing, there is a technique called generational healing, right? So, uh, we heal the previous generations uh, from you. Like, for example, if I'm doing a healing for you, so you are generation one, from
Hmm.
your generation, your generation one, your father's side, and then your mother's side, right? So we
Hmm.
heal certain generations. I suggest people to get this generational healing done on the new moon, because when you do the healings on the ancestors, on the generations altogether, past generations, it helps you um, disconnect few cords, you know
Hmm.
offer them more prayers, give them forgiveness, mercy, love, compassion, and heal them, and things that are connected to you, and it helps in removing a lot of blocks, right? So that's what new moon is, an energy you can work in many dimensions. Like, there's so many things you can do in a new moon. It's not necessary that you have to do any particular thing. You can just sit quietly, do some meditation, ground that energy, because energies are very high during the new moon. It's a very different energy. People who do not know or not aware of a new moon, they're like, what's going on? But people who know what new moon is, they are very conscious about the energies, and they just, I know people during new moon, they will not go anywhere. They will sit back at home, and they will just, be like a rat in a hole, because they know that the energies are high and they know their basic nature. So they assume that the energies will be so high that there might be reactions from them. So they just sit back at home, do nothing, and just, ground themselves, do some meditation, so the energy and the day passes, the night passes smoothly. So yeah, I have some personal experiences with that. So it was amazing. And Once I started doing grounding and meditations and mantra chantings. I do a lot of mantra chantings during that time, and it manifests. Uh, those mantras are very powerful mantras. You there you also you cannot like in the mantras part you cannot chant any mantra. You have to be specific, right? Like we usually chant Lord Shiva's mantra, Namah Shivay. We can put it in the comment box. I will write it, Namah Shivay, because that's the chant that grounds, that helps to for you to be stable enough. So we chant that mantra. Yeah.
Okay, so what does that mean in English language? What is the translation of that?
Okay. There is
Namah
really no
Shivaya.
translation.
There's no
Yeah.
translation. It's just a
Yeah. It's a
frequency.
mantra. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just a mantra.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mantra, but I can write it in English and send it
Yes.
so that you can
Okay.
put it in there. Yeah.
Namah Shivaya.
Yeah.
Namah Shivaya.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been using the new moon for the energies of the dark moon uh, to to create new projects, to go in, like you were saying, just to be in introspection and wait for the inspiration and create with the inspiration, because I'm in introspection, is that right? In that
Yeah.
space. Yeah. And and i've and I have a journal with a moon on the front of the moon, or front of the journal with the moon on it, and I use that journal for manifesting during the moon phases. And I use the new moon or the dark moon for that place of creating creativity, being in that space of, and when I look at it energetically, of just a clean slate, the darkness, the dark space of the dark moon, the full new moon. It's like a clean slate, and I just create from there, and it works.
It most definitely it works.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
works. It's a very high energy, very intense energy. You can really play around with the new moon energy. It is just that you need to have faith and trust. Plus, you need to ground yourself. People get scared with the new moon energy because there are a lot of myths, I would say, around the new moon energy. People think that it is a not a very auspicious time, not a very good day. In my perception, that thought is because um, energies are so high. People, if their basic nature is to get angry, they will get more angry. So there are a lot of fights, there are a lot of disagreements. So people think that that time is not very auspicious or stuff like that. uh, I think it's a very high on energy time. You can just relax yourself, ground yourself, and you can do a lot with that energy. you know Healings during that energy has multiple time effects. You in pranic healing also, there are special meditations that are being called off out at that time. And it is believed that, for example, a group of people doing the meditations at the same time will have, many times, positive impact and effects of it. So it is like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, and the full moon is obviously another monumental time to work with energies during the full moon. And we'll talk about that in the next video, because we are going to start a project, or a mm, live streaming, working with the phases of the moon, starting on the when are we starting on that? The 25th, because it is a full moon and a lunar eclipse, which Shradha reminded me of. And then we've got the solar eclipse April 8th. Wow, we've got a lot. And
You've
so
got a lot.
we've forgotten in Western society how much planetary alignments do affect us, right? And that knowledge has been programmed out of us, a lot of us, in the mainstream world, right? Um, so this is a perfect time to get back in tune, because when you start opening up to your spirituality and your true self, you realize how everything moves in cycles. The seasons, the planets, everything moves in cycles. And when we get in tune with that, we heal and we feel so much better and we manifest like crazy.
I agree. Yes. And it's not only in the the Western world, it's even here in India. We have forgotten about a lot of stuff because I think, people have they've not done it intentionally. Everybody is so focused on earning and,
Right.
do a living and stuff like that, that all these kind of, spiritual stuff and these alignments they have taken a back seat. So yeah, but it's a perfect time, as you say, it's perfect time to get it realigned and come back on the path.
Right.
And the more and more people will do that, it will be an amazing thing. It'll be a better world.
Yes, it will. And let's give some tips on how people can utilize the new moon energy today on
Mhm.
3/12/2024, because I'm going to put this up tonight. And because we're still in that zone, right? And then we'll talk more about what we've got coming up. Go ahead, Shradha.
Okay, right. So few tips are, um, we are still in that energy. You can write your kind of manifestations. I don't know if people know how to write that most benevolent outcomes, a statement where what they want, and they can uh, put that piece of paper in front of them, and they can chant the mantra Namah Shivay, right? And they can do it like few times, right?
Mhm.
Or they can also do any meditations that they do, any kind of meditation practice they are into, they can do that. To ground the energy, physical exercises are very important, right? So I would strongly recommend few physical exercises that everybody should do because the energies are very high. You need to get that energy flowing in your physical body, right? So just do a lot of physical exercise so that you do some grounding work. You can still offer some prayers for your ancestors, right? You can still have, you know, uh, just a simple prayer. It doesn't have to be long. You don't really have to go somewhere. You can do it at your home. Very simple prayers. Just being very thankful to your ancestors that they're around, they're blessing you, they're looking at you, right? And you can do that. Um, you can also clear a lot of energies around you. You can burn incense. You can burn simple camphor and bay leaf at home and clear that energy just with an intention that everything is getting positive, the negative energies are leaving you, the negative thought patterns are leaving you, and they're being replaced by the positive thought patterns. So you can really set an intention for the coming days, for the full moon, for your goal settings. You can set up your goals with a positive intention. So you can do an intention setting, which is very, very important for anybody, for any individual or as a family as a whole. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. I would also suggest, like you said, is to have a journal dedicated to your intentional work and journey or journal your journey with the moon phases. And you will it'll show you how your intentions have come into fruition. and that, and you'll see the journey. You'll be able to see, people who know me know I'm huge on journaling. I've got different journals for different things. I've got my dream journal, my manifesting space station journal, my my thought journal, just getting things down, my automatic writing journal. So
Wow.
have a journal for your, I know, right? Uh, have a journal for your planetary alignment journey. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
okay.
And you can really, whatever things you manifest with time, you can tick those things. And after a while, you will see that you've manifested a lot. So
Right.
you can tick, yeah, you can do that. It's an
Yeah.
interesting time. These times are very interesting, very intense. And I strongly, strongly recommend, and I know you will also do that, people to understand this time and people can do a lot with this time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Utilize this shift the best
yeah,
you can. And this is what we're all helping each other with, is utilizing the energies from this shift, because we're shifting whether we like it or not. So we can, we can hold on for dear life, or we can ride it and enjoy every moment of it. Um,
I agree.
yeah.
Wow, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Shradha. So I also want to let everyone know that we are also doing a monthly chronic healing event with not on YouTube but on Zoom, where everyone's invited for a donation basis. Where Shradha will do personal and group energy healings for people that join us. And that's the third Wednesday of every month, and it's next Wednesday. So go to my website to find that information, SharonSananda.com. And we will be doing live broadcasts during the moon phases, and more auspicious planetary alignments. For instance, the solar eclipse on April 8th. Woo, yeah, amazing. Lots of good stuff. We might even have some other people with us.
Yes, yes, that would be awesome. Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you, Shradha.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for being here. Please do the YouTube thing, subscribe, share, and comment if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any ideas for us as well. Okay. And we'll see you next time. Bye.